Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Timekeep. My name is Dan and today I have another Casio for you. This is a Casio G-Shock Mudman, reference number G-9000MS and module 3031. Based on what I'm seeing on the band, I can tell you that this watch probably has a lot of dirt under the bezel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything apart and we'll give it a deep cleaning and we'll put a new battery in it to see if it runs, and we'll see if we can make it look any better than the condition that it's in right now. So I believe Mudman was released in *95, but I think this one is from 2009. So let's take it apart. I'm gonna first remove the band, remove the bezel and everything, and then we'll give it a deep cleaning. We'll wash everything and then we'll put it back together. Let's start by taking the band off. So the band is held on by two Phillips screws, one on each side. It does not have a spring bar. The only problem is, like, if you were to put another band on this watch, there's kind of limited options if you want to put other bands on it. But I think they sell like conversion lugs or pieces that will convert the lug to a normal band. You could do like a NATO strap or stuff like that. I don't know if they're available for Mudman, but maybe they are, because now you can find everything pretty much when it comes to like modding watches. Anyway, so here's the first part of the band. Let's take off the other side. Alright. So there are 6 screws that we need to take out next so we can disassemble the bezel and the case back. So there's 2 on the sides, 1 on each side. There's 1 right there. And the other side. This one refuses to come out, so we'll use some Radico to give it a little bit of help. There we go. Most likely because of all the dirt that's on the watch. And then I can remove all the screws in the back. There are 4 of them. And we will have this watch fully disassembled. Well, the bezel and the case back. There we go. And you can see all the screws are different, so there's no way that you could mix them up. These screws go on the band, these 2 go on the sides of the bezel, and these go on the case back. Let's remove this piece over here that's on top of the case back. It's crazy dirty. Look at that. That is crazy. Look at all that dirt. Alright, there's the case back cover, I should say. And here's the case back. Let's make sure no dirt gets into the inside of the case. And let's take the gasket off. And I'm not going to be washing the case back because there is a speaker in here that I don't want to ruin. So what I'll do is I'll just clean it. I'll just make sure to clean it as best as I can, and then I'll wipe it clean, and I think we can get most of this off of it. So let's set it here for now. And I'm gonna take the module out of the case to protect it, so I can easily clean everything. Let's take out the battery. There we go. And there you go. Now it's released. I'm going to hold this up real quick. Alright, this is a CR2025. So this is a 3-volt battery. And I'm going to take out the module now. There we go. Let's put this aside. And I'm gonna take off the bezel now. A lot of times with these watches, in my experience, when I take off the bezel, it just like breaks. It all depends on how they were stored and how they were used and all that. But this one looks like it's intact, so let's take it apart and find out what we have underneath it. So here's the bezel, and here's the case. And yeah, I think we can make it look a lot better. But one thing I'm gonna do is, remember how I said I don't want to wash the case back? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close the watch. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close the case back. I'm gonna put the gasket on here. I'm gonna close the case back. I know it's too dirty, but that's kind of the point. I'll show you what I want to do. What I like to do is I like to wash it with the case back on, because I don't want any water to get on the inside of the case. And I can avoid washing it. I can just clean it manually without washing it, but I really want to wash it, like really wash it with like soap and a brush to make sure it I get all the crevices and I clean everything. So we're gonna have a little more cleaning to do after we wash it as well. But like I said, I don't want water to get on the inside of the case, because that's gonna ruin some stuff on the inside. Alright, so we've taken everything off. As you can see, we have the old battery, the movement cover or the module cover on the inside, and we got the case and the case back, the bezel, the case back cover, the module itself, the band, and the screws. So let's wash everything and then we start assembly. Alright, so now I have washed everything. I have to make sure everything is super dry, and I will double check for any dirt that was left over after the wash, because sometimes you can't get everything. You can see there's a lot of water in the bezel, so you have to make sure everything is super dry before you assemble the watch. You can also use some air to like get all the moisture out. And if you do it on top of a rag like this, everything will get dry. I will speed up through this process so you don't have to watch the whole thing, but you get the idea. And if there's anything that's left over on any part that you couldn't clean with the brush, you can just get in with a pegwood, piece of pegwood, and just like agitate it a little bit and it will come out. So I just want to make sure it is super clean. Alright, so here's the watch all cleaned up, and now we can start assembly. So first thing I'll do is insert the module inside the case and install a new battery, and we'll go from there. There we go. And now we can install a new battery. Alright, so here's a new battery, and I recommend holding down the module before you put the battery in, because a lot of times it will pop out when you are trying to put the battery in. So let's Open this guy over here, insert the battery, and we close it just like that. And like I said, after replacing the battery, you have to do an AC reset. So the AC is located right here. And let's turn it over, and voila. We do have a working watch. Okay. And now we can proceed with installing the case back and everything else. So one thing that's different with this, let's not forget this guy as well. This one goes right there. And I will clean the gasket. So one thing that's different with this this watch is the case back, the bezel, and everything else gets inserted at the same time. This case back cover goes under the bezel. So I think I'm okay installing this first and then the bezel. I'm gonna clean the gasket. There we go. Goes right in there. Okay. Then we put the case back on. Just like so. And this goes right on top, just like that. Looks good. And now we can put all the screws in. Let's just test it before we put on the bezel. Speaker is working. Light is working. Speaker is working. Now I can insert the bezel. Here we go. And the two screws that go on the side of the bezel. And then we can install the band. Okay. All right. This one goes on the top, just like that. And there are two screws that hold it, one from each side. There is one, and the second one. So the watch is done. All is good. It is clean, it is working, and it looks awesome. I love these Casios. They are really reliable. I mean, you saw how much dirt there was on this watch, and you can tell that it's been very well loved or very well used. Not necessarily loved. But yeah, we cleaned it, we installed a new battery, and it's looking pretty new. So if you're interested in this watch, it will be available on my Whatnot auction. I do auctions on Whatnot every now and then, and we start watches usually at $1 or like $5 depending on the watch. And this one will be starting at $1 in my next G-Shock show. I will have this watch along with a lot of other G-Shocks and Casio watches. So if you're interested, make sure you click on the link and you'll get $15 credit that you can use towards the purchase of any of the watches, or you can use them at any other store on Whatnot. Basically, Whatnot is a live auction app where sellers show you what they have for sale. They just display it on camera, they talk about it, and then they run it, and then you can swipe to bid. It's so easy, a lot of fun, and you can get a lot of good deals on it, especially when it comes to watches. There are a lot of cool watch sellers on there as well. So yeah, I will leave you with a few shots of this G-Shock, and then after that you'll see a few pictures of what I'll have on this next show, so you get an idea of what kind of G-Shocks will be available, and maybe you'll get one of them. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like and comment on the video if you have any questions, or I try to answer most of the comments as best as I can, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.